friends. Great to have you back here. Today I'd like to share with you my story and how I came to be an energy healer. Honestly, I never ever imagined I'd be saying that. Here's part of the background. So, for one, it began with my Christian upbringing. As I studied the Bible and was a good Christian kid, I saw how Jesus said we could heal. We could heal in His name and we could bring healing to people. And I love that. There's something about it when you read the Bible and you're just like, I want to do that. I want to participate in that. I want to be a part of that. And that's why I love those scriptures that were about where Jesus said that you will do even greater things than these. And that always blew my mind. So I set off in life to help people. And that took the form of missions work. In fact, my first missions trip was well into the Amazon jungle, and there happened to be someone who was blind there. And I thought, oh my gosh, we're going to see blind eyes open. We're going to pray. We're going to see this happen. And you know what? I prayed with every ounce, every fiber of my being, and he wasn't healed. So that started some much deeper questions that continued throughout my life. Why wasn't he healed? How do we help people heal? We know that healing occurs in various ways, but how could we help them to heal in a quicker way and in a way that would be lasting? So I went on to do missions work all over the planet. And as I served in these places, of course, I would pray for people. I'd pray hoping, expecting, anticipating the best for them. And I'd see variable results. Occasionally, rarely, we'd see someone totally healed right in front of our eyes, which is so much fun, right? But by far the majority of the time, I wasn't seeing healing. And again, I just kept asking these deeper questions of how do we see people heal? And this was being compounded by greater issues. How do we not just help them physically heal their bodies? How do we help them to spiritually be restored? How do we help them to break out of cycles of poverty? How do we help them to be a better parent, a better spouse, better relationally? These were all swirling in my heart and mind as I returned to the States and crash landed into modern society. That was my first truly painful experience, and not quite PTSD, but anybody who has returned from missions knows the feeling of the chaos, the numbness, the confusion, the how can this be happening on this part of the planet, and here we are with all this crazy abundance. And I short-circuited for a few years. In the middle of that, I was trying to launch a business. In fact, I tried to launch multiple businesses. And I saw varying degrees of success, but nothing really took off. And I did along the way find some major solutions, yet I kept finding I was running into my own subconscious blocks. This was driving me nuts because I'm like, I know we can heal. I knew all these methods of how to help others heal, and yet it wasn't working as a business or in general in life for me. That's where I was when I discovered the emotion code. I found out about it through a chiropractor friend. He had posted something on Facebook about his daughter being healed by releasing trapped emotions. And I'm like, what? What is that? And the truth is, I was not about to look into energy healing. I had a very narrow perspective on how healing occurs, and I was slowly, God had been revealing some new things to me where I was open to more and new things. But the last thing I was going to go looking for was something in the arena of energy healing. I had honestly written all of that off because I've been told to not get anywhere near those kind of things, and that it's not of God, which is super sad because the origins for this are 100% from God. I think God is all about offending our religious affections to get to the heart of a matter. So that's exactly what happened as I discovered the emotion code. When I read through the book, it was like bombs of aha going off, and the dots were just connecting up for me. It felt like reading something that's always been in my heart, that I always knew was true, and yet I didn't know how. I didn't know the mechanics, or that there could be any science to it, and yet there is. So even while I was reading the book, I started grabbing any friend that would let me and would teach them the sway test anywhere. I do this in restaurants, wherever. I was just so confident and so clear about this being a message that I've always wanted, and yet I knew it existed. I just didn't know how. I didn't have all the pieces together. I went on to see so many people receive healing in different forms. It could be mental, it could be emotional, it could be relational. It has been amazing, this journey of seeing what can happen when we release trapped emotions. So I just want to say I am super grateful to Dr. Bradley Nelson for coming up with this, for being vulnerable to receive the information and the wisdom to go on to share it with all of us. Millions of people are going to be transformed by this work, and I'm so grateful to help facilitate that. So as always, I encourage you to experience it for yourself if you haven't yet, to connect with a practitioner and try it out. May you live this day from the very best of who you are. Bye for now.